Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kip Johnson, Casey Carpenter, and this episode is about should I refinance my mortgage?
Or should I sell my home?
All right, Casey. Sometimes I have clients that ask me when they should refinance. What's your outlook on that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people nowadays probably got that question going on, huh? It's you got this market, it's got low rates, stuff like that. We're definitely seeing that, especially on our side, the mortgage side, with a lot of calls. But to jump into that, Kip, really, the first question I ask people, I mean, it's really simple. I just want to know how long they're going to stay in that home. That question's a big factor because it's going to determine, for me, to advise that person properly on costs and benefits, right? So, number one question, how long do you want to stay in that home? I think is going to determine, if you want to refinance or not. From there, let's just say someone tells me that they want to stay in the home 5 years. And what I'm really just looking at is, can we save them money? Is that what they're after? Do they want to do anything else? Most people nowadays, Kip, as you can imagine, are looking to refinance to save money, right? Save money on their monthly payment.
Right.
So that's what we're looking at then in this scenario. And they got 5 years. And what I'm kind of rule of thumb looking at, Kip, is I'm going to try to, give them a scenario of hopefully a 2-year or less break-even point. And that's basically from the costs of that refinance, of what it costs them to do this, and some monthly savings compared to their monthly savings. So hopefully when you're doing that math, it's coming out to less than, 2 years or so for that situation. Because what I want that person to have is some savings going into it. Because if they're only going to be in the home for 5 years, Kip,
Right.
then they get 3 years of savings out of it,
Okay.
right? Now, if they were going to do a refinance and that break even is at 4 years, 4.5 years, and they're going to leave at 5 years, they're not seeing any, true savings from that. Yeah, there's a little bit there, but it took them a while to get to it.
So basically what you're saying is as long as somebody's breaking even within a third of the time of how long they plan to be in that house, then it's a decent idea to really look into doing that refinance.
Yeah, I mean, compliantly speaking, everybody's situation is going to be different, but there's definitely a break even is a big point. How long are you going to stay in that home? What are my costs compared to my savings? And if those numbers make sense and we got some good savings there, then yeah, it could be something to take advantage of.
So my next question would be, when somebody is really looking at refinancing, what are some of the do's and don'ts to do when assessing that break even?
One thing, some clients do call in and maybe they want to pull a bunch of cash out or something like that to do upgrades on the home and stuff like that. There can be clients that want to buy down an interest rate really low to try to get the most monthly savings, and that can drive up costs.
Hey, what I would not do is I would not jump online
I get
and
where you're
go
going
look
with
at a mortgage calculator and make your decision based off that. The problem with the mortgage calculator is you're going to get on there, you're going to look at it, and you're going to think, sweet, I'm good to go. A mortgage calculator is not going to pull in your credit. It's not going to pull in how much equity you have. It's not going to pull in all these different things that a loan officer is going to look at.
Yeah, Kip, I got to agree. Sometimes, those mortgage calculators, they can totally throw you in the wrong direction. There's a lot of stuff you want to do. And the number one thing for sure is just call your loan officer, call Casey, make sure you're talking to someone credible, can sit down, we can look at the numbers, because that mortgage calculator, it's not going to pull your credit. It's not going to do some of those fine-tuned things. Me as the advisor, I want to take it. I want to see what those savings are for you. I want to determine, okay, what's that break even? Is that 12 months? Is that 24 months out? And then I want to determine, okay, guys, is this the best move for you? Because I've looked at all the details and gathered that information on a hard level. And, you're not just going online and typing it in a calculator. So I agree with you 100%, man. That's definitely something maybe to stay away from.
So what you're saying is to definitely call into a loan officer, make sure you get the exact numbers that loan officer is going to see in your future, instead of jumping online to some Google mortgage calculator and making your decision based off that.
For sure. Definitely call in to your local mortgage advisor. And if you don't got one, you got Casey Carpenter right here for sure. But yeah, call in and get some real advice and try to stay off the internet.
On that point, I it drives me nuts when people jump on Zillow and they use Zillow's mortgage calculator, right? And they'll come in and they'll be like, "Hey, I can afford a $500,000 house." Well, they don't understand that Zillow, their mortgage calculator is based off 20% down. So if you're percent down or your credit's a little bit different, then it's really not going to do any good for you to look those numbers up on Zillow, because there's no point to it. Those aren't going to be your real numbers.
Yeah, I would say just yeah, and in general, all that online stuff, you have to be kind of careful just because there's a lot of different back ends built into that stuff.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you give your local mortgage advisor a call, and they're going to give you guys real credit polls. They're going to look at your numbers hard, gather your income docs, and give you real data. So yeah, number one step is get in there and call your mortgage advisor instead of going online. Yeah, Kip, with clients calling in, they're asking me about refinances and stuff like that for sure. And sometimes those conversations lead to cash out. Hey, Case, I'm looking to pull a bunch of cash out. I want to upgrade the house or want to do, a renovation loan and remodel. And sometimes, everyone's situation is different, but sometimes there's a lot of costs that can maybe go into that loan or maybe you want to determine value. So I would say, maybe be a good thing for someone to determine if that's the right move, because I've seen in the past where it might have been a better decision to sell the home, Kip. And so maybe you can shed some light on that for our listeners. Like, what would go into, is it the right time for me to sell that home?
Yeah, I mean, I think I get asked that question all the time. Is it a good idea to make an update on my home? Will it be beneficial to the value of my home? What I usually say is if you're going to do the work yourself, and you're going to save a lot of money, and you're confident and that you can do the work, up to standard, and get the permits, all those different things to make all that stuff happen and make it legit, then you're probably going to be okay. But when you're getting contractors involved and you're paying fees, the biggest rule of thumb is that you're probably only going to make back probably about 70% of that investment that you make into your home. If you're thinking of selling, within the 5 or 6, 7 years, it might be a better option just to go ahead and sell the home now and then go look for a home that has those features already put into them, and just go about that way. Then you're already making that upgrade, because it's amazing in our area what an extra $50,000 to $100,000 will purchase in a home for you.
For sure. So you got definitely a handful of things you got to consider. That's an interesting fact. The 70%, info you're throwing out there. That's
it's a base, right? I mean,
right.
It's just a rule of thumb. It's just
for sure.
Every situation's different. So really, like, if you want to really think about these things, you just give me a call, and we'll see if making a bathroom upgrade is worth your time and money.
There it is. You have it. Coming at you live, hot off the peaks. I don't even know what that is.
Off the what?
Cut it.
Thanks so much for watching our video. This is Kip Johnson, Casey Carpenter. If this video gave you any value, go down there, click that subscribe button, or hit the like button. Also, what we can do is if there's a topic in real estate or in mortgage that you would like to have answered, you have a question, go ahead and drop a comment down below. And if your comment gets answered, we're going to go ahead and send you a $25 gift card if we do make a video on it. So drop your future video ideas down those comments, and we'll see if we make a video.